Hey babes, it's Dr. Tiff. Is your to-do list a mile long and you just can't seem to put a dent in it? Are you finding yourself overcommitted to things that you really don't want to do? Do you say yes so frequently that the people in your life don't even try to do things for themselves? Well, if any of this sounds familiar, then today's episode is going to challenge you to be honest about what you're really capable of doing within a 24-hour period. Let's go. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiff, your relationship transformation coach. I've spent the past 20 years working with high-achieving women just like you who are crushing it in every area of their lives, everywhere except their relationships. And look, I get it. Finding the one ain't easy, and relationships are hard. But you know what's even harder? Cycling through the bad ones, or worse, staying in relationships when you already know they're not a good fit. You want a relationship of ease, uncomplicated, someone to love you down, but instead you've been suffering through bad dates, sexual incompatibility, and someone who might be good for somebody, but not for you. And if we're really being honest, you know that deep down, the work that really needs to be done starts and ends with you. If you're done wasting time in dead-end relationships and sick of looking for, chasing after, or trying to convince somebody to be the one, and you're ready to become the one, then baby, you're in the right place. So prop your feet and let's clink glasses, because I'm giving you the tea and the tips to fix your relationships. Let's go. Hi there, it's me, Dr. Tiff, the host of Fix Your Relationships podcast. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. We have quite the show, quite the program for you today. I really want to get into it, but first and foremost, did you listen to last week's episode? Because if you did, you'll know that we launched our Facebook group. Fix Your Relationships has a whole community over there on Facebook. If you would, go to FYR community. That's F as in fix, Y as in R, I as in R. F as in fix, I as in your, R as in relationships community, FYRcommunity.com, and go ahead and join the group. You're going to have to answer a few questions because we want to make sure that we're not getting bots in the group. We want actual people. But once you answer those questions, you get approved and we sign you right on up, honey. You get all the things, and we can communicate about these episodes too often. And you'll notice this from last week. I have a lot of questions for you guys, okay? And because this is not a call-in show, I don't get answers. And so I need to know what you're thinking. And one of the ways for me to touch you, for me to feel you, for me to understand my people is for you to join me over there on Facebook. So go ahead over there and sign up so we can be besties. We can get to know each other a little better, okay? Please do that for me, because guess what? It's lonely over there. It's lonely. It's lonely. I just launched it, so not a lot of people know about it. So it's lonely over there. Please come holler at your girl, okay? All right. Thank you very much. All right. So today we are going to talk. We're going to have a little conversation about getting things done, about being able to do it all. Now, you know, we all get 24 hours in a day. I'm suspicious of people like Oprah, like Beyonce, like who else is a bad bee? There's so many of them, right? I'm very, very curious of how people get things done, because my little ADHD brain is all over the place and I can't seem to get one thing done in a day, okay? And here Oprah is reading all these books and I'm like, girl, come on. Why do you have time to do all of this? I digress, all right? But the reason why we feel like, and I'm going to own this statement here, right? Sometimes I do feel like I'm failing because I can't get it all done, because I can't stay organized, because my to-do list, nothing ever gets crossed off, right? There's a reason why we feel like we're failing. And I want you to lean in, okay? Turn the radio up, okay? And turn the distractions off. Lean in when I tell you the reason why you feel like you're failing is because, lean in, sis, lean in. You're trying to do too much. You are trying to do too much, okay? And it's not possible. It's not possible. Now, for some, there are some people who hyper function in a way that they can do all the things, right? I promise you they're missing something. And also, right? Perhaps that's their ministry. It ain't yours. There comes a time where we have to accept that that's not me. I am not Beyonce. I ain't Oprah. I used to have a stylist when I worked on The Revolution. His name is Deshaun Burton. He's an amazing stylist. He still is in New York, and he's still styling some amazing shows and movies and things. He said something to me one day when I was hosting The Revolution years and years ago, and it never left me. He called me the poor man's Oprah. And when I tell you I hollered. Why am I telling you this story? I have no idea, but that just came to my mind. Anyway, let me break it down for you. We all get 24 hours in a day. We all get 24 hours in a day. I don't care who you are. We all get the 24 hours. If you're lucky, right? If you're lucky, let's start with the 24 and we're going to work our way back. Okay. And this is why I say we are doing too much and there's no way to get all these things done that you're trying to do. Okay. We all start out with 24 hours in a day. If we are lucky, 8 of those hours we're using for sleep. That's if we're lucky. Some of us don't sleep well. We might be in a bed for 8 hours, but we're not sleeping for 8 hours. But another story for another day. If we're lucky, we get 8 hours. That leaves us with 16 hours. We got 16 hours left. Okay. Most of us will work an 8-hour day. Okay. So we've slept for 8 hours. We worked 8 hours. Those are 16 hours. We only have 8 more hours left to get it all done. And while you're saying, well, I could get anything done in 8 hours. Oh, can you? Okay. Well, we haven't accounted for things like cooking dinner and breakfast, perhaps going to lunch or having lunch. Okay. We haven't accounted for the time we spend in traffic every day. We haven't accounted for sitting in the carpool line. We haven't accounted for taking the kids to and fro, soccer practice, cheerleading practice, football practice, games, events. We haven't accounted for our workout, for checking on our aging parents, for volunteering, for meetings, for meetups. And I'm being generous here, but let's say that's 3 hours out of your day. Let's say that's 3. Okay, that sounds like a lot more than 3, but I'm going to say all of that, whatever you have doing on any given day, that's 3 hours, right? So now we're down to 5. You got 5 hours left, okay? You got 5 hours to clear off your to-do list. Tell me, after all the things that you just did, all the things that we just ran off that you had to do you feel like doing it? Do you feel like doing the things on your to-do list? Probably not. Probably not. You want to sit down somewhere. All right. And, and that's just that 5 hours being left. That's me being generous. That's if everything goes according to plan. And we all know that things don't do that on a daily basis. I set up in this house yesterday thinking I was going to record batch record 5 podcast episodes. Ask me how many I got done. 0, because shit hit the fan. We have a leak downstairs. The AC went out, had to call the insurance company and stay on hold, and the water heater went out, so that had to be replaced. There were plumbers and handyman and AC guy. Everybody was over here in and out yesterday. Nothing that I had on my to-do list got done yesterday. Okay? Nothing. And I was at home. Nothing got done. Nothing got done. So most often things don't go to plan, but then we haven't even accounted for, I didn't even add into that list daily maintenance, right? That shower that you take once or twice a day. We ain't took time for that. If you're a girly that washes her hair, and listen, natural hair girlies, wash day is a day. Okay. That's 8 hours done. Okay. If you got to do something like that, returning phone calls, paying bills, picking up, your clothes, doing laundry. Those are your 5 hours. You're done. This is why your to-do list isn't getting done. This is why you're overwhelmed. This is why it's impossible to get it all done. The reason you can't get it all done is because you're forcing yourself or trying to force yourself to do too much. You're trying to do too much. You're setting yourself up. You're setting the expectation of what you're capable of doing way too high. And then you're not hitting that bar every day. You're failing at it. Okay. Can a woman have it all? Perhaps, but not all at once. And that is evident by your to-do list, by the fact that you can't get it all done. Yes, honey, you can have everything done on that to-do list, but who's to say that you're the one that has to do it? Boom. Who's to say you're the one that got to do it? If y'all don't learn how to delegate shit to your children and your husband and your coworkers and your friends, there are plenty of people in your orbit who would be glad to help you. And even if they don't want to do it, they need to learn how to do it. Okay? There are so many of us, moms, wives who are out here raggedy trying to do every little thing and not asking for help. And then wondering why they're stressed out, why their blood pressure's high, why their DVR is full and they can't watch their favorite program. Okay? It's because they're doing way too much. Our expectation of what we're capable of doing, what we can handle, all of those things we have to understand that those things change over time. Okay? It changes as we get older, and maybe you could tackle that before, but not anymore, sis. Not anymore. Maybe you could say yes all the time and not be resentful. And now you're staying mad at these folks for taking advantage of you. Maybe you were the first to raise your hand to volunteer for some stuff, but baby, it's time for them to get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. It's time. You don't have to be the one and only volunteer. The reason why we are stressed out, burned out, maxed out is because we're taking on more than our fair share, okay? And it has to stop here. It has to stop here. If you have a mile-long to-do list, and I'm going to give you some tips at the end of this, but, I just had to get this out because so many of us are feeling just super taxed right now. Just the environment, just the climate, just the political stuff that's going on, just the world in general. It's a lot. It's a lot to stress us out. But with all of the things that we have to accomplish on a day-to-day basis, it's time we start spreading some things around, honey, or we're going to spread ourselves thin. Look at your list. Okay, look at your to-do list and ask if all of these things need to be done. Okay, if you say these are the things that need to be done, I want you to look at that list and ask yourself, how many of these things need to be done by me? And how many of them need to be done by somebody else? Because I think that if we really start digging deep and thinking about it, some of the things on our to-do list are really supposed to be on someone else's to-do list or could be a shared responsibility, but we've decided to take it all on. And I need you to politely give it back. Go and give them people back their things, okay? Everything on that list is not for you to do. Some of it is. Some of it nobody else can do except you. There are some things that you can take off of someone else's plate. And I almost would bet that some of the things on your to-do list are actually stuff that you might have taken off of someone else's plate or should be on their plate or could be on their plate if you let it, but you just got to control everything, okay? It's time to start letting some things go, crossing some stuff off your list. And with that in mind, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do that. If you have a mile-long to-do list, here is what I want you to do. Number one, I want you to take a look at that list and I want you to circle the top 3 things that you must get done in your day. Okay? Top 3 things that you must get done, non-negotiable. These things have to happen. Okay? These are your non-negotiables. This is what has to happen in that day. All right. Now look at what remains on your list. And I want you to decide what can get done if you have the time. Okay? What can get done if you have time? But it's okay. The world is not going to end if it rolls over another day or two. Okay? Because this little area is where all the trouble is. This little area is where our anxiety lies. It's where our anxiety lies. It's where our guilt lies. It's where we start to beat ourselves up for not getting things done, right? When these things aren't necessarily, so important that they have to get done in this moment. You're looking for the things that if they don't get done today, right? It's okay if they roll over to the next day because there's not as rigid a timetable on those 3 things that you just circled. Okay. And of those things that don't necessarily have to be done today or in this moment, I also want you to put a name by those things. Okay. Who needs to do them? Do you need to do it? Or can someone else do it? Can someone else help you? I have a ton of friends. And I'm sure you do too, because you're a bad bitch, okay? I have a ton of friends that say, oh, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Oh, okay. All right. Now, some people say that and don't mean it, but if you got a friend, if you got a family member, if you got a loved one that has nothing better to do, nothing to do but sit around and help, okay? If you have someone in your life that wants to help you or has taken the charge to help you, said, you know what? I see that you're struggling. Whatever you need, let me know. I'm happy to help. Is there somebody's name that you can put next to that task and say, hey, I know you said you would help, but I'm really struggling with this and I know that you're really good at it. Can you give me some assistance? Boom. Here's a great example. Hey, babe, I'm at work during the hours in which this business is open and I really need to get on a call with them. Is it possible during your day? Can you schedule this for me? Because there's no way I'm going to be able to catch them on the hours that they're open and available. Rather than stressing out about not being able to get it done within the time frame that you set for yourself, ask somebody else to do it. All right, I'll stop. And last, of the things that are left on that list, I want you to look at it and I want you to draw a line. I want you to draw a line through the things that you have no interest in, okay? That you don't care about really. Draw a line through the things that you should have said no to in the first place because you never had an intention of following through on it. Draw a line through it. It's done, okay? It's okay if you don't complete everything. It is. I know some of us have grown up in households and in situations where we thought that we had to get everything done. If we said we were going to do it, we had to do it. Well, you know what? Shit change, okay? Things are different today, okay? In 2025. Things are different, all right? And I'm not saying you don't honor your commitments, but I am saying, what is your commitment to yourself? Are you committed to being broke down and raggedy every day? Not getting anything done and beating yourself up for it when you overcommitted to begin with? Or can you say, hey, Sue, when I agreed to do this, I thought that I would be able to based on my schedule. But as things have progressed, I no longer have the capacity. I'm so sorry to not be able to fulfill this, but I'm giving you enough notice so that you can make the proper arrangements to get this done. Good day. Okay? Let them know that you can do it. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to do everything. You don't, honey. And I'm going to tell you one thing and then I'm going to let you go. I ain't going to hold you. Okay? I'm going to let you go. If you don't hear nothing else I say, you hear this today. Okay? Jesus. Okay? The good Lord himself didn't get it all done in a day either. It took him 6 days. On the 7th day, he said, get somebody else to do it. So if it's good enough for God, honey, it's good enough for me. All right, guys. I have worn myself out today, honey. I want you guys to be well. I want you to stress less. And I absolutely don't want you taking on too much and not being able to enjoy your life or your relationship, okay? So please, please, please look at your to-do list. And if you have any questions about what I've asked you to do today, if you want to discuss it, if you want to give me a scenario of how to tell someone that you ain't got it and to get somebody else to do it, run on over to the Facebook group, FYRcommunity.com, and let's chat about it. Let's have a conversation, honey. Let's talk. Let's get it out, okay? Because I do want to help you fix your relationships, all right? This is the Fix Your Relationships podcast. I'm Dr. Tiff, and I will see you next week. Ciao. Hey, babe, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My goal with this podcast is to bless you with information that helps you fix those relationships that are most important to you, but not before you do the self-work needed to make sure that those relationships thrive. If this episode was exactly what you needed, then guess what? Somebody else probably needs it too. So do me and them a favor. Please share this episode with your good girlfriend and let her know about the podcast. And while you're at it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. This really helps to grow the podcast and puts it right in front of other women who are desperate to work on their relationships and themselves. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to join our community of like-minded women all on a journey to become the one. You can sign up for free at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/email. I know that's a lot, so just go on over to the show notes and click that link there. Thanks again for listening to Fix Your Relationships with Dr. Tiff. I'll see you right back here next week.